Hey, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. This is my first video for 2025. First of all, take a seat, relax, get comfortable. How are we feeling? How are we feeling? How are we feeling? As of right now, we are 22 days as I'm recording this video. I don't know when it's going to come out, but right now, as I'm recording, we are 22 days into the new year. And I must say, I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to keep a very positive attitude. I was in Target last night, I was in Target and I was walking by and these ladies, I heard them, walking together and one made a joke like I'm ready to bring in another new year, wrap this up. And I just thought that was so funny. And I kind of laughed to myself because I was like, I get it. I don't know. I'm trying not to subscribe to any negativity, any negative thoughts, but I'm also not delusional. I'm not oblivious. I'm and delirious to what's going on. I don't know, I think we all, when a new year is coming, we all kind of just automatically go into this mindset of new year, new me, it's going to be amazing. And, we're doing vision boards and we just have these positive attitudes about it and optimism. And we're so excited. And I think sometimes things don't just go that way, right? Things don't go as planned. Life still is life, and you still have to maneuver through different trials and tribulations and the same things you were dealing with in 2024. Some of those things are going into 2025. I mean, it's just life. And I think also it kind of helps with not to get too deep, but my perception of time, I kind of try not to subscribe to too many things. I do appreciate bringing in a new year because it allows you to feel like it's a new opportunity, and I'm all for that. But in reality, I am one of those time is not real kind of people. So I will just say, if you are in that season where you're just feeling what the heck is happening here? New year and it's already chaotic and, you're just feeling like you're already off to a rocky start. I understand. There were some changes and adjustments that I chose to make sure that I just wasn't making the same mistakes in the new year, but it can't have it all, I guess, right? There are going to be some things that, you're going to still have to work out in this year, What I recommend and I suggest to everyone is, number one, be optimistic, have a positive attitude, do what you can. Also, everybody's in different seasons, right? So for some of us, we may be in a season of just it's time to chill, it's time to relax, it's time to take things slow, not going to go too crazy, I need rest, a season of just rest, right? And for others, you may be in a season where it's go time, it's hustle time, it's time to speed things up, everybody is in different seasons of their life. Everybody's not on the same path and the same walk. And I think that's just so important to acknowledge that we're all going to have different seasons, highs and lows, right? And I know y'all know my favorite saying, don't get too high on your highs, don't get too low on your lows, because baby, they're going to come in waves back and forth, and you just have to know how to maneuver through all of that, right? I will say I'm questioning God, right? Because it's feeling like God is trying to put me back into isolation. And I'm a little confused about that because I went through a whole year of isolation, right? I brought in January 2023, it very tumultuous, right? It was a very, very it was just, yeah. And I spent that whole year all the way into 2024, and I brought in 2024 with that same energy, right? So it was that whole year from 2023 to 2024, I went into isolation. I went dark. I was off of social media. I wasn't doing content. I wasn't doing anything. I was just living my life, maneuvering through some really dark things, experiencing some really dark things, And then 2024 came and I went into that year still in a really rough patch, dealing with some some things that I had no business dealing with. And as I got through 2024, like I grew. I grew a lot. There was a lot of things that I had to overcome. And so I was very intentional about coming into 2025 with a very positive attitude, really great energy. I knew that I was not going to have the same, cycle and the same, experience that I've had bringing in the last 2 years, right? So I can say that I'm proud of myself for that. However, I say all that to say it's giving there's this urgency, not like this pull, this to just kind of isolate myself again. And I don't know if that's truly what God wants for me. So definitely going to continue to pray on that, because I want to make sure, because we have to be careful. Like, isolation can be a gift, if it's from God, a curse if it's from the devil. Okay. So it's just so important to just be very careful, with that, because I know at first I was in a season of isolation. Like, how it started is because I was dealing with narcissistic abuse, very toxic situation I was in, and it pushed me into isolation. But then as time went on, I leaned into it more because I was just on this healing journey and trying to get through something that really just needed me to be isolated. Now I feel like I'm just in a season of isolation is on the way of hustle, head down, mind my business, focus on getting my affairs in order, taking care of the things I need to take care of, saving my money, getting budgeting, just staying on track with my health, locking in with my content, just really focusing on myself in those ways, and staying out of the outside noise, kind of just being to myself and not taking on too much energies and things that are not pouring into my life. And so I don't know if any of you all can relate, but it's just feeling like another isolation season, God. I don't know, but I'm down for it if that's what God wants for me. I just have to be sure about that. I was thinking about just all the things that sometimes we pour our energy into, right? It can be very taxing. So I do know that in this season, this year, right now, I am focused on only pouring into things that pour back into me, pouring into people that pour back into me. I've spent enough time giving a lot of things my energy and a lot of people my energy, and I didn't get it back in return, and it really drained me. And so now I'm in this season of I'm only giving to what gives back to me. I'm sorry, reciprocity. That's it, And I even think about how people be oh, if that job is stressing you out, if that, it's time to walk away. And I'm just going to say this. It might not be that. It might not be the season to do that. Now, if that is your season, so be it. As for me, I had to think about it work does stress me out. I have a very demanding job, right? And it can be very stressful, but it gives back to me. So even though, yes, it takes my energy some days, a lot of days, and it can be draining because I'm responsible for a lot of people and dealing with a lot of different energies that can be draining. I was but it gives back to me. If I pour into this, I get in return, I get to make a certain amount of money, where I get to live a certain kind of lifestyle and provide a certain kind of lifestyle for myself and my child. And, we just get to live and have things in a way that I want to have them. So I had to look at that okay, so that's one thing where, yes, it may feel a little bit it takes a lot of my energy sometimes, but also it's giving back to me. So I won't scratch that off we're not going to kick our job to the curb. Not yet. Not now, right? But then I had to think about areas in my life where there are things that are draining me. And more so it was just people, not plural, really not that many people, but there are certain scenarios where it's just all right, that's got to go, you're not giving anything back to me, And so even in this season, I don't know. How about you all in 2024? Did you lose friends? I know we talk about like relationships as it pertains to romantically a lot. How many of you lost some friendships in 2024, that friendships that just didn't come into 2025? It be like that sometimes, like everybody is not supposed to be a part of every season of your life. Sometimes there are some people that are meant to be with you through thick and thin all the way through. And there's some people where like, as you are growing and you are changing, evolving, and just, or in isolation, whatever it may be, they're just not meant to go with you. And that's okay. I think sometimes we can get sucked into like history, right? Like, oh, that's my ride or die. Oh, we've been dealing in each other's life for so long. Oh, this or that. But like, sometimes everybody just can't go where we're going. And that goes for you can't go where they're going, and they can't go where you're going. It doesn't make anybody like negative or wrong. It's just a part of life. It's a part of growing pains. And you never know. Who knows? If it didn't end in a very like toxic or negative way, somewhere down the line you may circle back to each other when you both arrive in a space that is aligned. You know what I mean? So I'm just thinking, reflecting on like just all the changes that I have experienced and like where I'm going in this new year, in this new season of my life. And I was trying to think of the word for the year, because last year, baby, it was definitely resilient. But I do not want to be resilient anymore. I don't want to be one of God's toughest soldiers anymore. As a matter of fact, I just want a soft life. I just want a soft life. I want to be at peace, and I want to be with the least stress as possible, right? And I was thinking like, so what's my word for the year? And I don't know. It hasn't quite come to me yet. And I'm going to continue to reflect on that and pray on that. And when it resonates, I will share it with you all. But if you have your word for the year, drop it in the comments. I'm very curious to know, like, what season everybody's in. Like I said, last year it was resilient. And I'm a resilient woman. That's just natural. But like, I don't want to be in any season where I need to be resilient anymore. I am so done with being resilient, with having to be tough, with having to be strong. I just want to be, like just soft and at peace, and, I don't know, so pray for me all, because that's, I pray that I get all the things my heart desire, and I pray you all get the things your heart desire. Speaking of matters of the heart, what's our, plan for the new year? Like, are we dating, or are we staying to ourselves? Are we still leaving the men behind? And fellas, I know y'all are watching too. I know you guys watch me too. It's a joke from one of my old videos. But seriously, like, where do we all stand in this? I don't know. If I'm called to isolation, I think that I may not be dating. And honestly, I don't think I have time for it. I think like with all the things that I have to get done in this season, like, and how focused I need to be, I don't need the distraction of dating. I don't need any drama. I don't need anything that comes with that right now. So I'm with whatever God has for me. If God is sending someone my way, then so be it. But if not, like, I'm cool. I'm not going to go out searching for anything. I'm not going to go out like trying to make anything happen or be eager to, I'm not going to be lovesick and a hopeless romantic and just like waiting around for boring, over it, done it, been there, done that, could write the book about it, overrated, right? But I will say this, right? I'm really proud of like the growth in the mindset, because lately, and I never used to say this, but lately, I've been like, man, I'm somebody's wife. Like, I'm definitely somebody's wife. Like, I'm an amazing woman. I have so much to offer. And any man is going to be so lucky to have me as a wife. And so I'm in that season as well where I'm just not settling for like just bare minimum, mediocre, go with the flow, situationships, none of that stuff. Like, I'm only interested in a man that is intentional about his future, intentional about what he wants, intentional about wanting a wife and wanting to build and grow and have a family and all those things. Like, I'm not with none of that nonsense anymore. You know, I say I'm proud of myself that I've arrived to that space because this is a long time coming. I have settled for a very long time in life, which is honestly, I feel like had I not settled, I could have been so much farther along, you know? But we live and we learn. And honestly, I had to do what I had to do. Like, going through all the experiences and the delays and the settling and it for me it was necessary because I'm the type of person where like I was very, very like very much hopeless romantic, very much like lovesick, very much like just give everything I have to the idea of love and like creating fantasies and, you know, putting people in these high places and pedestals that they just didn't belong on. And it took very traumatizing situation that you all have heard me, you know, talk about and grow through to get to a point where I'm like, no, like I had to go through all of that. It was very tumultuous and it took me a couple of years of it, of push, pull, running back and forth and in and out and to finally get to a place where I'm like, oh, okay, no, no, that actually doesn't work for me. No, you know, and just knowing that God has something greater for me, like truly believing that God has something great for me, you know. I was just thinking about too, one of the things that truly, truly helps me on my journey when I'm trying to like let go of things and like move on and like, you know, detach from things is remembering that like, number one, we only get one life, but also like, I would just picture the old lady version of myself. And I'm just like, I'm gonna be old lady one day. Will this even matter? Like when you think like that, even when you think about like relationships, like say you know you're a girl and you're like sick over a guy, like you're just so sick over this guy, like just can't let it go. Imagine like say you're 30. Imagine like one day you'll be 40, he'll be 40, and like imagine him at 40. Like imagine really the concept is just to picture the fact that life goes on. Life goes on whether you get over it or not. Life gets on whether you learn and grow from it or not. Like life goes on whether you stay or leave. Like life's going to continue to go on. And I think that's one of the biggest things that has always like helped me anytime I'm having a hard time or I'm struggling. I picture like myself or that person in older age, not even so long from now, like 10 years from now or 5 years from now, like, and just be like, this won't even matter. And like, I won't even look at this person the same. Like I'm visualizing them in their mindset and the way they are as an old person. I visualize myself and my current mindset as an old person. And I say, is this who I want to be at 40 or 45? And if the answer is no, then you let go of that and you keep moving forward so that you continue to grow into like the person you want to be. And the same goes for as you're visualizing that person, you go, this is going to be cute to me when this person's 45 with this mindset and this behavior. And if the answer is no, you let it go, right? And so that's kind of just like a little tip, a little trick. I don't know if it, you know, it may help somebody, but that's definitely one of the things that I like to do to kind of like reset my mind when I'm like stuck on silly about something. I'm just like, I'm not going to be this young forever. You're not going to be this young forever. Like we're all just going to get older. So like, what are we wasting our time on? Okay. Okay, let's move along. Let's so, but anyway, y'all, I am so tired. I just kind of wanted to just like jump in and have a quick little chit chat. Um, right now, I don't really have too much to say. I know that I am in a very interesting season where I'm kind of like in a frozen state, if that makes sense. A freeze state where it's just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know where I'm going. But I do know that I have faith. I know that I have God on my side and that it'll all make sense. But I just have to like really stay focused, right? And also continue to like pray, but keep my energy to myself. If there's anything that I can offer to you in this season, protect your energy. Oh, goodness. The most important topic. I might have to do another video on this in general. Protect your energy. Keep your energy to yourself. When I tell you this year, because at the end of the day, we're all energy, right? And so even though we all have our different seasons and our different paths that we're on, there is an energy. And if I could think of anything that would be relevant for all of us, if you're watching this video, it's relevant for you. Protect your energy. Keep your energy to yourself. Do not give it away. Energy is currency, and people come to suck you dry. Whew. There are some leeches out there, some energy vampires out there. Oh my God. When I think about how much of my energy I gave away in 2024, when I think about like how much of myself, like just depleted, just like literally lifeless, just left myself lifeless. And now I'm just like, I'm literally getting like goosebumps, but like good ones, like excited about the fact that I'm like even having this, in real time. It's coming to me to say it to you. Like, protect your energy. Don't give your energy away to nobody. Unless you have, children. And even that, be careful. Like if it's like really young children, you have to pour them, you have to give. But if you like, have grown children and they out of control and they not, protect your energy from them too. Like it's only but so much you can give. So, this is for all people. Even with me, earlier I said, my job can be very draining because, I am responsible for many people. If that's you and you work in an environment as well where like you have to deal with a lot of people or you may be a leader of a lot of people, still protect your energy. Don't let people have it. They want it so bad. Don't let them have it. Don't let them have it. Even if you have to come off cold, you know your heart and you know you mean well, but you will not let them bloodsuckers suck you dry in 2025 at all, not one time. Don't give it up. Don't give it up. And I'm talking to you and I'm talking to me. Ooh, it hit me like a ton of bricks, baby. Just when I was getting ready to wrap it up with y'all and go to sleep. Yeah, like that's what I'm on. That's what I'm on. And I don't know if I can put that into one word. Because, for my word of the year, but for right now, protecting my energy, protecting all my energy, baby. Oof, yes. Because I gave away so much of myself. And I don't know if any of you guys have that in common. And maybe some of you are still doing it right now and in this new year. And I'm telling you right now, stop. Stop. Energy is currency. Energy is currency. And what people like to do is just like take from you, like just suck your energy away, but then they don't give anything back to you. They run off with your energy and then they go pour into other things and other people with it. And then they want to come back for more of it. And then cut it. Let's literally cut those people off at the head immediately. No more of that. It's done. It's dried up for them. So anyway, y'all, thank you again for coming back to my channel. 2025, I think I got my word. This is a bold word. If I say this out loud, I got to really live by this one. And this one for me has always been a tough one. Consistency. That might be my word. Consistency in all areas of my life. Consistency with the things that I want to do for myself, like my content. I am so inconsistent when it comes to my content. Consistency at work, in my career, very inconsistent. Like just not following through with the things I'm supposed to follow through with consistently. Ooh. Consistency. I think I got my word. What's yours? Anyways, drop it out in the comments. Talk to me in the comments. Thank you guys for checking in with me. Remember, talk to me in the comments. I talk back. Like, comment, subscribe, and share my video. And due to consistency, I will be back very soon. Bye.